So welcome along to another tutorial video on Football Manager 2024, the console version. I'm playing on the PS5, obviously you can play it on the Xbox as well. And today we're going to have a look at training, and this was requested by one of my subscribers, and I'm not quite sure if I'm going to get his name right, and it's Mathis Polonian, I think it is. So if you don't want a video on training and you're not interested, well, blame Mathis. I'm only joking, really. I'm quite happy to do tutorials. He did also ask about the number of injuries in the game and how you stop that. I don't think you can. There is a very long answer to this. The Football Manager comes into two camps. There's one camp where it's a computer game. We know it's a computer game, and a lot of content creators like it because of the chaos that's in there, that Sports Interactive introduce into the game. There is another camp that I fall into where people want a proper football management game, where it's much more to real life. So at the moment, it's not that, and I don't think we ever will get that. So while it's a computer game, one content creator put it really well, and that was that basically in Football Manager, it's a computer game, but you start the game and there are no levels of difficulty in there like there are in most computer games. So his view on it was that the way that Sports Interactive put levels of difficulty in the game are by throwing curveballs constantly at you. And you get, when you start playing the game, you will see them. You get tons of injuries. I mean, in this Wigan save that I'm playing, my main goalkeeper is the England under-21 goalkeeper, by the way, so he's very, very good. Because the AI knows that and they know it's a good player, he's been out long-term injured 3 times this season. I just can't keep him on the pitch. And this season, that seems to be a thing. Football Manager 2024, lots of goalkeeper injuries. You need 3 top goalkeepers, really. But of course, they know that you can't keep 3 top goalkeepers happy. So these are curveballs that keep getting thrown in. And there's lots of things. It's not just injuries. I mean, there are small things that you can do in the game. You know, if a player's not fully fit, don't play him. You know, you can hire, I mean, not so much in the console version, but in the PC version, you can hire sports scientists, proper medical teams, physios and all of that kind of thing that will help your medical team. But in the console version, like I say, it's a little bit more limited. But to answer his question about injuries, it's very random. There are tiny things you can do which are only common sense. The majority of it is the game just throws a curveball at you. You can guarantee, and all the content creators will tell you this, you can guarantee when you're setting your team up and you buy 4 wingers, you've got 2 for each side, 4 wingers, the game will injure all 4 of them. Same with the wing backs. It will happen at some stage of the season. You can guarantee it. In my Reading save, I have 2 great strikers in there. Yep, started the season in the Premier League against Chelsea and Liverpool, and both of them are out injured. There's not a lot you can do. Okay, stop the waffling. Let's have a quick look at this training tutorial. So just to reiterate again, if you're new to this game and you want a pointer, if you press the left stick down, you will get a pointer. That's what I've done, and as you can see, I've got a pointer now. So left trigger and this pop-out bar come. If you watched any of my tutorials, you'll have seen this. So we go to the training button there, and we click on that, and as you can see in here, there's a few things that we can have a mooch about at. Now, if you use L1, R1 across the top here, the first thing we're going to go to is into mentoring. Now, in here, this is where you can set your most influential and experienced players, and you can set them into a mentoring group. So, for instance, Jason Kerr is a very experienced central defender. And in there, we've got 2 of the younger players, Adiko and Liam Shaw. So this is a mentoring group where he's got these 2 players in there and he's basically passing on his experience. And if we look at the details here, so we've clicked the details button. So this is telling you that Jason Kerr, he is a team leader, fairly determined, he's very experienced, and if you just look at these green arrows in, you come over this side and it tells you, so the green arrow is significant, the amber average, blue is light, and white is none. So you can see here that he's giving out a lot of tips and experience to Adiko and Shaw. He's getting nothing back from them, which you would expect. But also have a look at the influence between the two players who are in that group. They're amber, so they're getting average between the two of them. They're actually getting a little bit of experience and knowledge as well. So you need to keep an eye on this, and setting up these mentoring groups is really important. And of course, you can ask your assistant to assign. I did that and he set these two groups up for me. You can add a group yourself. So I'm not going to do that because otherwise this tutorial will be War and Peace. But you can add a group and it's not rocket science. You just go through your squad, find an influential player, one that's got quite a lot of experience. For instance, you wouldn't add an 18-year-old as the team leader in there. He would be one of the people you're expecting to get some influence from it. So you would add in a 26, 28-year-old, say, midfielder in there who is got high influence in the squad and has got plenty of experience. And then you would add into that mentoring group a couple of the younger players, and hopefully when you click on details, so we'll click on details in this one now, mentoring group 2, Ben Garrity. So this one's slightly different now. So Ben Garrity there is giving Marshall Goddo, if you watched this Wigan save, he's a bit of a nightmare. We've got him on loan. He's meant to be a very good player, but maybe this mentoring group will do him some good. I don't know, but he's literally a player who cannot put that white round thing between the two white sticks. I don't know. But in this instance, Ben Garrity, we've got the green line there. So he's actually having a very positive influence on Marshall Goddo. However, if you look at this one here, he's getting a blue there. So the blue line means Ben Garrity's only giving a very light influence to Theo Asgard. So we could actually change that if we wanted to. We could take him out and bring another player in. So all of this is interchangeable. And like I say, it's not rocket science, but it is quite an important part of the game. So if we do L1R1 again, individual training, this is quite important as well. So basically, this is telling you here, you can, if you come to this box here, Theo Asgard, we've just seen him in the mentoring group. So we can actually go over this side here and we can select other players. But at the moment, we're just looking at Theo Asgard. This goes for any player. You can see all of his stats here. And of course, the thing is, if you want him to be a bit braver, or you want his concentration to come up, because both of those attributes for him are quite low, then you would come up over here and you would go into additional focus and click the chevron. And in here now, you can scroll down. And at the moment, he's doing endurance training. I'm not so sure whether I've got my assistant manager doing this at the moment, but you can actually ask your assistant manager to do all of this for you. But if you're into the game and you want to get more involved, then obviously you can do it all yourself. So we could do it. We could change him to quickness, which would change his pace and acceleration. It would instruct him on pace and acceleration and try and get his level up a bit more. I mean, which one does the bravery? Let's have a look. Is the one for bravery? Not so sure if there's one for bravery, ball control, aerial. Oh, right. Okay. So if we wanted to increase his bravery, I mean, you know, a midfield player, would you want him to, you want your defensive midfield players and your central defenders. It's probably not the greatest of examples, this, but you can see where I'm going with it. If you wanted him to, you know, to increase his bravery or try and teach him bravery in a training mode, then you maybe would go on to aerial. It's a bad example, I know, but certainly for an attacking midfielder, you'd want him to have good ball control. So first touch dribbling technique, should we give him some extra training on that? Look over on the right hand side, and his first touch is 12. not too bad. Dribbling, 14, so he's quite good at dribbling. Technique, where's the technique on there? Technique is a 13, so you probably wouldn't pick that. But this is really good for, you bring young players into the team, the 17, 18-year-olds who you want to get these stats up, all these attributes over here, you want to get them up. You can give them that extra training by coming in here, and then obviously you can also change the position. So if you want to, let's say we wanted Asgard to be a striker, you can come in here and you could actually try and change his position play. So we could come in here, scroll down, and we could say, look, at the moment he's awkward as a striker, but we could actually set him to train for that position. So if we knew, for instance, that, you know, he was really quick and he was very good at finishing, and we needed a striker, then obviously we could go in there and we could give him, try and change his position role. And I think it's my Reading save, I'm actually trying to do that with a left winger who's a 5-star potential, but he's meant to be a winger, but he's not playing well there. So I'm retraining him to make him a striker, because he has got the attributes to be a striker. So I'm retraining him at the moment. It does take a while to do, but like I say, that's the individual training. So again, L1R1, this is all about the unit. So as you can see here, we've got the attacking unit, and these are the players here that we've got in the attacking unit. We can then go to the defending unit. These are the players that we've got in the defending unit. Now, I can see in here that there's some players that the assistant manager has put into the defending unit that I don't really want in the defending unit. So you can take players in and out of these units. You can move them between attacking and defending as you want to do. And as the season goes on, you might want your kind of, not, like a midfield player, you might want him to become a little bit better at defending. So you could drop him in here if he wasn't already in here. So that's the units. Basically, it's just showing you which players are in there. And obviously, while they're in that unit, they're going to be getting that specific training. And you can move players between the two units. Well, it's 3 actually. But the goalkeeping unit, I mean, well, you would be a buffoon if you put your striker in the goalkeeping unit. Actually, I don't think the game allows you to do that. So if we come L1 again, and we come right back to overview. I could have started with this, but I thought I'd start and at the end and work back to the beginning, because to be honest, some of those things like the individual training, the mentoring, they actually feed into what we're going to talk about now. So if we have a look in here now, this is showing you, this line here is showing you what we're training in the current week. Now, this is very different to the PC version, because the PC version is very comprehensive. You can change individual training, not individual training, but you can change unit training block by block, day by day. So all of these in the console version, it's basically current week, we're training physical, and it basically says Monday group, Tuesday strength, Wednesday quickness, Thursday transition, we've got a match on Saturday, match prep. So it's showing you basically what you're doing every day. And the only way you can change those things is by going into, we can't do obviously the current week, but we can go into next week. At the moment we're doing physical again. So if you come into here, and down here you can see all of the different categories that you can train. So if we thought, right, okay, we've done enough physical training now, let's go tactical, then you can do that, and then that will change the week's training. But just going back here, if we just look at this circle here and just think of this as like a pie, so it's a full pie, but all of these little elements here, they're all pieces of the pie. And if you just hover over them there, so this one, this purple section is tactics. This section here is physical. Now, I've been training physical for a couple of weeks, and it's showing you 35% physical. So as a whole, so the 100% of the training, physically, we've now trained 35% of the whole. So I would now change this next week to to something else, because obviously we're doing a bit too much physical for my liking, and we need to change that to something else. So we're actually, I think has the technical been taken off there? Technical is the one where he's kicking the ball up there. Let's just have a look at that one. Technical, defending, attacking. We've not got attacking on there, have we? So potentially then we could put attacking in for next week. And of course you have to come down to the confirm button. Don't forget to click the confirm button. So as you can see there now, we've done physical this week. Next week we're now going to do attacking, because I've been keeping an eye on this while I've been learning about this myself. And this pie here did have attacking in there, because we've not done attacking training for a good few weeks, because I've been working on like physical, tactics, defending. We're now overtraining those, if you will. So again, if we look in here, how many categories is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 9 categories in there, but pieces of pie, we've actually only got 1, 2, 3, 4. So the things that we're not training at the moment, I mean, let's say for instance we had a really big match coming up, we could train for big matches. But I'm a little bit worried. I've played a few games, the new Wigan video that's coming out. I played a few games, took my eye off the ball, not come into training. Really, you should come in here every week and change these things, because like I say, this pie now has got rather, it's rather imbalanced now, if you will. You kind of want everything on there. Maybe not the big matches, but you certainly want the strength, defending, tactical, technical, attacking. You want all of the major things, and you want each one of them to have an equal amount of the pie, so you're a well-rounded team. So basically that's what's happening. And then of course down here it's giving you an overview, and these are the players who are training the best, and these are the ones that are training the worst. And of course, if we go into the attacking unit there, the best players that are training well are these. The ones who are not training particularly well, Marshall Goddo, he's causing me lots of problems. Again, if you watch the Wigan video, he can't seem to do anything right. But he's on a 6.9 for training. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe he's not training very well. So like I say, to summarise that, I think basically you need to come in here virtually every time you've played a game and finished a week. You need to come back in here and have a look what the training is for the next week, because if you're doing too much attacking training, I mean, I'm repeating myself now, but you want this pie over here, this wheel, you want that to be very balanced. And at the moment, I've took my eye off the ball. This is very imbalanced now, and we've got a team who are very strong and have learned all of the strength and fitness sides of the game, but that's at the expense of doing the tactical and technical stuff. So like I say, next week I'm going to do attacking, and that will then change that wheel, that pie, and there will be some attacking kind of an attacking segment in there. And of course, like with everything, if at the moment I'm doing all of this, if you want your assistant manager to take it all over, then just click that button and he will do everything for you. It depends how immersed you want to get. And when I was talking about mentoring, if you want to find out which players are your highly influential players, so again, left trigger, go to dynamics, and in here you will get, they do L1, R1 across to mindsets and hierarchy. You can tell in here who are the team leaders and who are the experienced players if you want to set your own mentoring groups up. But this is quite an interesting little area to come into as well, because don't forget the player buy-in. We're going off train a little bit here, but look at the player buy-in now, which is something that's solely for the console version. You don't get this in the PC version. And as you can see in here now, I did do a video on this, but Sessignon is totally devoted to me now. He's totally buying into my mindset, the principles with teamwork, leadership and dedication, and he's totally bought in. But as you can see, Kellen Watts, Liam Shaw, Scott Smith, they're all getting there. So this is why, if you've been watching this save, this is one of the reasons why this team is doing so well, because I've picked the right principles. A little bit of luck in there, I must admit, but I picked the right principles, and the players that are in the team are really buying into that. So whenever I do a team talk, or I say to the lads, come on lads, you're not doing really well, half time, come on, this is terrible. In the second half, they'll say, oh, the bosses said this. If in here we had a player buy-in of 25% for everybody, half-time team talk, they would go out in the second half and, oh, he's having a moan again. We're not too bothered. But, if you get all of your team and your squad on your side, it'll be a big kind of factor to whether or not you're successful. Okay, so I hope that's explained the training side again. I kind of feel like I've whizzed through it a little bit, but then again, I'm very aware that these videos, cannot become War and Peace, because people will just switch off in the droves. So, any more areas of the game that you would like me to do a tutorial on, just, stick a comment down. Please subscribe to the channel. It's a brand new channel, this, and it's growing very slowly. I would like it to grow a little bit quicker. I think as the buzz for FM25 gets bigger and the release date gets nearer, I think this channel will start doing a lot better. At the moment, we're in a period now where FM24 is kind of, you do get this period now, kind of April, to kind of October, November, when the new game's released. It does go a bit quiet, but anyway, we're going to carry on with this save, and like I say, if you want any more tutorials, please let me know. But for now, I'll say thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.